Hey dudes, welcome back. Look, if you've been excited for Guilty Gear Strive, if you got to play the first beta, and you're looking forward to the second one, or maybe you missed the first beta, and, well, you're looking forward to the second one, you're gonna be able to play it on May 13th. And this beta is gonna last until May 16th. Now, depending on where you are in the world, it'll actually come out on the 14th and end on the 16th, and it's gonna end in the morning, 8 a.m. in Pacific Standard Time. I'll leave a time converter in the comments down below, don't worry. You can use that in order to go ahead and check out what times those convert to for your specific location. So all of you guys that are frothing out the mouth in order to get your hands on this again, well, that's gonna be the time where you can go ahead and play it. But sadly to say, us PC guys over here, we're just gonna have to wait, man. We can't play the beta at all whatsoever. This is only for PS4 and PS5. And I mean, let's be real, I can't really blame them because the developers don't want their game to get data mined before it comes out, which is completely sensible. I know some people asked on my last Guilty Gear video, so I'll just come out and say it now. This is not happening for Xbox. Now, in the beta, we're gonna have not only versus mode, where you can play against a computer player or your friend, but we also got tutorial mode, training mode, online matches, and player matches. What I'm interested to find out is whether or not they're gonna have the changes they talked about for training mode. In one of their updates, they talked about how in the first beta, the actual training mode was lacking a lot of features, and that was intentional. They kind of wanted people to play around and have a good time, and that was pretty much it. And they also said that aside from those features they intentionally left out, there was even more that they still had to implement. So I want to see if the training mode is gonna end up having a lot of those features that they talked about and omitted from the previous beta. Now, if you're looking at this list of gameplay modes and you're like, man, I want some more stuff, this isn't nearly enough. Don't worry, they're gonna have more modes when the game actually releases. They are still omitting things because, well, this is a beta. They don't want to give us everything in one go and be like, here's a full game, you can enjoy it for a little bit of time. You know, they're kind of drip feeding the beta a little bit, and that's once again understandable. After all, the beta has a functionality. It's for us in order to test the game, see how it works, see how it functions, see the balance, and see the connectivity. And that's really all it's there for. Now, once you get your hands on the beta, you can play pretty much every single character. And this includes Anji and Ino, which, to be real, once I get my hands on this game, I gotta practice Ino, man. She looks sick. She looks really awesome. In the comments down below, let me know who you intend on playing. Regardless of what character you intend on playing, there is a bunch of balance changes coming to the game as well. Various nerfs and buffs from the previous beta that we can expect to see in this one. I'm also curious to see what kind of adjustments they'll make since the actual location testing that they did recently. There may not be any adjustments because they did say that there was a lot of balance patches that people just didn't even see in the location test. So I wonder, you know, what it is we'll discover with our time in this beta. But other than that, we also got some battle adjustments across the board. Like if you use the same move multiple times, the opponent will fall more quickly to the ground, preventing things like loops and, you know, infinite combos, all that good stuff. Aerial actions in general have been adjusted, and these adjustments span for the entire roster. Using aerial attacks, double jumps, and air dashes now cause recovery on landing. And this is a change that I found really interesting, is jumps and air dashes now cover less distance. Seeing the distance difference between the old beta and this one is going to be pretty interesting. Characters now enter an airborne state later after a jump begins, and all this means is essentially you had the properties of a jump earlier in your animation before, and now that's just not the case. They also gave us a bit of a universal anti-air this time around, with your forward punch working more as an anti-air. And this once again is changed across the board for all characters. They then begin to talk a little bit about hitboxes here, where the hitbox has been extended upwards and the hurtbox has been reduced, and the active frames of this attack have also been increased. So it makes the anti-air a little bit easier to pull off, a little bit easier to do. And as if that wasn't enough, if you block an attack while you're airborne, you're actually going to have increased block stun. And then on the last point, they go ahead and just say what I had said before, which is essentially there's been overall balance changes to individual characters as well as the mechanics themselves. Now this part I kind of like. You see, for the lobby itself, they added these little stations. That way people don't clump up together and you can't kind of see with the visual mess what it is you're doing, who it is you're trying to play against, who it is you're trying to fight. Now with these stations, it's a lot more organized and it's a lot more spread out amongst the actual lobby itself. This is their solution to the mess that they had in the previous beta. And we know this from the previous update because they had already come out and said this, but rematches are also available now. So if you're in the tower, you can rematch up to 3 times, or until somebody gives someone else the boot after winning. In the open matches, you can rematch as many times as you like, provided that both players want to play. Dudes, I'm excited for this game. This game is looking to be absolutely incredible. So check it out. If you want to keep up with all the Guilty Gear news, and if you want to see gameplay once the actual video game comes out, then subscribe. Typically, we make Dragon Ball FighterZ content, and we do it every single day. So if that also sounds like something you like, then stick around. You got a place here in this amazing community. But on that note, guys, let me thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, but until then, have yourselves a wonderful day.